She came home smiling from her business trip, talking fast, unpacking gifts, acting like everything was perfect. But the second I showed her what I found, the color drained from her face. My name is Ethan Ross. I'm 35 years old. I work in data analytics for a healthcare company. I've been married to Clara for 8 years. 8 years of what I thought was partnership, trust, the kind of boring, comfortable marriage where you know each other's coffee orders and finish each other's sentences. Turns out I didn't know her at all. It was a Sunday evening in late October when she came through the front door. I was sitting at the dining table with my laptop open, a cup of cold coffee beside me, waiting. Just waiting. The door swung open, and there she was, glowing, actually glowing. Her skin was tanned, her hair looked professionally styled, and she was wearing clothes I'd never seen before. Designer. Expensive. She dropped her suitcase by the door with a thud and walked over, planting a quick kiss on my cheek. "Babe, the conference was amazing," she said, her words tumbling out fast. Long days, seriously exhausting sessions, but so worth it. I made connections that could really help my career. "Oh, and I brought you something." She pulled a coffee mug from her carry-on bag. It had the Space Needle on it. Seattle. The conference was supposedly in Seattle. "Thanks," I said. My voice was calm. Flat. I didn't stand up. She didn't notice. She was too busy unpacking, pulling out clothes, showing me a scarf she'd bought at the airport. She talked about panel discussions and networking dinners and late nights working on presentations. Her energy was manic, performative. I watched her and thought about how good liars always give too many details. "How was it here?" she asked, hanging up a blazer. "Did you survive without me?" "I managed," I said. "You're so quiet. Are you okay?" "Just tired." She smiled, kissed my forehead. Went to the bedroom to finish unpacking. I sat there staring at my laptop screen, at the evidence I'd been collecting for 4 days, at the truth she thought she'd hidden. She thought she was walking into a normal evening. She didn't realize she was walking into a reveal. 4 days earlier, Clara had kissed me goodbye at 6 in the morning. She was catching a flight to Seattle for a tech summit. 3 days of sessions on digital marketing trends, networking events, and keynote speakers. Her company sent her every year. It was routine. Except this year, something felt off. She'd been different for weeks, more focused on her appearance, new perfume, working out more, staying late at the office. Classic signs, sure, but I'd ignored them, told myself I was being paranoid, that she was just stressed about work. Then the flight confirmation came through. We shared an email account for bills and travel bookings. It was convenient, made planning easier. She'd forgotten that when she forwarded herself the conference details. The email popped up on my phone while I was having breakfast. Flight to Miami. Not Seattle, Miami. I stared at it for a long time. Read it twice, 3 times. Thought maybe it was a mistake. A connecting flight. But no, direct flight. Miami International Airport. Departure 7 a.m., arrival 2 p.m. I didn't confront her. Didn't ask questions. I just started watching. That first night, she texted me around 8. "Good night, love you, long day tomorrow." I checked the Find My app. We'd set it up years ago for safety. She was still at the Four Seasons Resort. Not a conference hotel. A resort. The next day, she posted on Instagram. A photo of a restaurant interior. Elegant, expensive. Caption: networking dinner with colleagues. I zoomed in on the reflection in the window behind her. There was a man's hand visible, resting on the table. He was wearing a distinctive watch. Silver with a blue face. I recognized it. David Chen. Her coworker, the guy she'd mentioned a few times, 30 years old, single, worked in her department. I screenshotted everything. Day 3, she called me, sounded happy, energetic. "How's the conference?" I asked. "Intense, but good. I'm learning so much. Miss you, though." "Miss you, too. What session are you in today?" Brief pause. Digital transformation strategies. Super dry, but important. I'd already checked the Seattle conference schedule online. That session was yesterday. "Sounds fascinating," I said. "Yeah. Hey, I should go. Talk later?" "Sure." She hung up. I sat there thinking about how easily she lied, how smooth she sounded, like she'd practiced. I wasn't angry, not yet. I was just collecting evidence the way she collected lies. That night, I went through her social media. Her accounts were private, but her friends weren't. I found David's Instagram public profile. And there, 3 stories down, posted by someone named Jennifer from her office, was a video. Pool party at the resort. Clara in a bikini I'd never seen, laughing, glass of wine in her hand, and David, right beside her, his arm around her shoulders, both of them looking comfortable, familiar. The caption said, "Work-life balance," with a smirking emoji. I screen recorded it before it disappeared. By the time Sunday rolled around, I had everything: flight receipts, GPS data, photos, videos, credit card statements showing charges at the resort restaurant, a couple's massage, room service for two. I organized it all in a folder on my laptop, labeled it Seattle Conference. Then I waited for her to come home. I spent those 4 days in a strange kind of clarity. I wasn't devastated. I wasn't falling apart. I was just methodical, clinical. I researched divorce lawyers, read up on state laws regarding adultery and asset division, made copies of our financial documents, changed the password on our savings account to require dual authorization for withdrawals. I also did something else. I created a backup email account and forwarded every piece of evidence there. Screenshots of her texts with David that I found on our shared tablet, bank statements showing expensive dinners and hotel charges. Everything. I even set up an automated system to save her social media posts daily. My best friend Jake called me on Saturday. "Hey man, you free for a beer tonight?" "Can't. Clara's coming back tomorrow. Need to prep some things." "Prep what? She's only been gone a few days." I almost told him, almost explained what was happening, but I didn't. "Just work stuff. Rain check?" "Sure. Everything okay?" "Yeah, everything's fine." It was the last lie I'd tell for a while. Sunday morning, I made breakfast. Scrambled eggs, toast, coffee, ate it slowly, cleaned up, showered, put on comfortable clothes. Then I sat at the dining table and opened my laptop. Her flight landed at 4 p.m. She texted me from the airport. "Landing now. Can't wait to see you." I texted back, "Drive safe." She got home at 6. I'd been sitting there for 2 hours, waiting, rehearsing, making sure I had everything ready. When she walked in with that smile, that tan, those new clothes, I felt nothing. No anger, no pain, just this cold certainty that I was doing the right thing. Clara finished unpacking around 8 p.m. She'd showered, changed into comfortable clothes, and was making herself tea in the kitchen. She looked relaxed, happy, humming some song I didn't recognize. I was still at the dining table, laptop open, folder ready. She brought her tea over and sat down across from me. "You've been on that computer all day," she said. "Work stuff?" "Research," I said. Well, I'm exhausted. Think I'll head to bed early. Jet lag." "Before you go, can I show you something?" She looked up. "Sure. What?" I turned the laptop toward her. On the screen was Jennifer's Instagram story. Clara and David at the pool, his arm around her, both smiling. The caption clearly visible. The color drained from Clara's face. She froze mid-sip, put the teacup down slowly, stared at the screen. "What is this?" she asked quietly. "That's what I was going to ask you." "I can explain." "I'm sure you can. But first, let me show you something else." I clicked to the next tab, her flight confirmation. Miami, not Seattle. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. "Ethan, Wait, there's more." I pulled up the credit card statement, highlighted the charges, resort restaurant, spa services, room service, all dated during her trip. "You said you were at a conference," I said calmly. "In Seattle, but you were in Miami, at a resort, with David." She was shaking now. "It's not what it looks like." "Really? Because it looks like you lied about a business trip to spend 3 days with another man." "He's just a colleague. We were working on a project." I clicked to another screenshot. A receipt from the resort, romantic couple's dinner package, 2 guests, candlelit table, wine pairing. "That's a hell of a project meeting," I said. Her face crumpled. Tears started flowing. "Ethan, please, let me explain." "I'm listening." She wiped her eyes, took a shaky breath. It was a mistake, a stupid, stupid mistake. "Which part? The lying, the cheating, or getting caught?" "All of it. I don't know what I was thinking. David and we'd been working late together, and things just developed. It didn't mean anything. You spent 3 days with him in Miami. You lied to me. You lied to everyone. That's not nothing. It was just physical. It didn't mean anything emotional." I laughed. Actually laughed. "You think that makes it better?" "No, God, no. I'm just trying to explain." "How long?" "What? How long has this been going on?" She looked down. 2 months, maybe 3. I felt something cold settle in my chest. Not anger. Not even hurt. Just this crystalline clarity. You've been sleeping with him for 3 months, and this Miami trip was what? A romantic getaway? We just wanted time away, to figure things out. Figure what out exactly? If there was something real between us. And? She didn't answer. I reached beside the laptop and pulled out an envelope. Inside was her printed flight receipt. I'd written on it in red marker, one word, liar. I placed it on the table between us. You said it was work, I said quietly. I just showed you the results. She stared at the envelope, at that word. She started crying harder. Ethan, please. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you. I want to fix this. You don't get to fix this, Clara. You broke it. Deliberately. For 3 months. People make mistakes. People make choices. You chose this. Every day for 3 months, you chose to lie to me, to sleep with someone else, to plan a vacation with him. Those aren't mistakes. Those are decisions. She reached for my hand. I pulled it away. I'm sleeping in the guest room tonight, I said. Tomorrow we'll talk about next steps. Next steps? Divorce, Clara. We're getting divorced. The word hung in the air between us. She looked like I'd slapped her. You can't mean that. I've never meant anything more in my life. I stood up, closed my laptop, picked up my coffee mug. She grabbed my arm. Please, don't do this. We can go to counseling. We can work through it. There's nothing to work through. You didn't make a mistake. You had an affair, and you'd still be having it if I hadn't found out. That's not true, isn't it? If I hadn't seen that Instagram story, you'd still be lying right now. You'd be in our bed next to me thinking about him. Don't insult me by pretending otherwise. I walked to the guest room, locked the door, sat on the bed. Through the door, I could hear her crying. Part of me wanted to feel bad, to feel something, but I just felt empty. You don't need to shout when the truth does it for you. I barely slept that night. Just lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, replaying the last 8 years, trying to figure out when things went wrong, when she stopped loving me, or if she ever really had. Around 3 a.m., I heard her moving around the house, pacing, crying, making phone calls in whispered tones, probably to David, probably trying to figure out damage control. By morning, I'd made a list of everything I needed to do. Call a lawyer, change passwords, separate finances, document everything for the divorce. When I came out of the guest room at 7, Clara was sitting at the kitchen table. She looked terrible. Red eyes, no makeup, still wearing yesterday's clothes. I didn't sleep, she said. Neither did I. Can we talk? Really talk? I poured coffee, sat down across from her. Go ahead. I know what I did was unforgivable. I know that. But I'm begging you to give me another chance. I'll end things with David. I'll quit my job. I'll do whatever it takes. Why? Because I love you. You don't love me, Clara. You love the life we built. The house, the stability, the image. But you don't love me. That's not true. If you loved me, you wouldn't have spent 3 months sleeping with someone else. You wouldn't have lied about a conference. You wouldn't have posted happy photos while you were betraying me. She flinched. I made a horrible mistake. Stop calling it a mistake. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. This was a choice. Multiple choices. Every single day. What do you want me to say? Nothing. I want you to pack a bag and leave. Her eyes went wide. Leave? This is my house, too. Then I'll leave. Either way, we're not staying here together. Ethan, please. I stood up. I'm calling a lawyer today. You should do the same. We'll figure out the details through them. You're really doing this. You already did it. I'm just making it official. I walked to the bedroom, started packing. Clara followed me, still pleading, still crying. I tuned her out, just focused on the task. Clothes, toiletries, laptop, documents. 30 minutes later, I had 2 bags packed. Where are you going? She asked. Hotel. Then I'll figure something out. This is insane. We should talk to someone, a therapist. We're past that. I grabbed my keys, headed for the door. She stood in front of it. Move, Clara. No, not until you listen. I've listened. I've seen the evidence. I've heard your excuses. Now move. What about David? What about him? Are you going to tell his boss? Get him fired? I smiled. Not a nice smile. I don't have to. I already sent everything to HR. Her face went white. You what? Last night, while you were crying, I compiled a report. Screenshots, receipts, timeline, sent it to your HR department with a formal complaint about workplace misconduct. You can't do that. I just did. You two wanted a romantic getaway on company time? Fine. But there are consequences for mixing business with pleasure, especially when it involves lying about conferences. They'll suspend us, maybe fire us. Probably. You're destroying my career. You destroyed my marriage. I'm just returning the favor. I moved her aside gently but firmly, walked out the door, put my bags in the car, drove away. In the rearview mirror, I saw her standing in the doorway, still crying, still trying to figure out how everything fell apart so fast. But it hadn't fallen apart fast. It had been falling apart for 3 months. I just hadn't noticed until the crash. I checked into a hotel near my office. Nothing fancy, just a clean room with a bed and Wi-Fi. Spent the afternoon calling lawyers, getting consultations, figuring out my options. The first lawyer I called was sympathetic but expensive, $500 an hour, retainer of $15,000. The second was cheaper but seemed sloppy, kept mixing up details, interrupted me to take other calls. The third lawyer I called was named Margaret Ross. No relation. She had 20 years of experience in family law and a reputation for being thorough. "Mr. Ross," she said when we met for a consultation, "tell me what happened." I showed her everything. The screenshots, the receipts, the timeline. She nodded, taking notes, occasionally asking clarifying questions. "This is very well documented," she said. "Did you obtain any of this illegally?" "No. Shared email account, public social media, our joint credit card. Everything was accessible to me legally." "Good. That makes this easier. Does she know you're filing?" "I told her yesterday." "Has she contacted you since?" 17 text messages, 12 calls, all ignored. "Keep ignoring them. All communication should go through me once I'm retained. Do you have children?" "No." "Joint assets?" "House, 2 cars, savings account, retirement funds." "Any prenup?" "No." She made more notes. In this state, adultery can affect asset division, but not as much as people think. However, the fact that she lied about work travel and potentially used company resources for the affair could help our case. What's your goal here? I want out, clean, fair division of assets. I'll fight for the house since I've been paying the majority of the mortgage, but I'm not trying to destroy her financially. That's reasonable. What about spousal support? I don't want anything from her, and I don't want to pay her anything. Given the circumstances and the length of the marriage, that's likely achievable. What are your chances of reconciliation? 0. You sound certain. I am. She leaned back in her chair. Mr. Ross, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've seen couples reconcile after worse. Are you absolutely sure you want to proceed with divorce? Yes. No doubts? None. Then let's get started. My retainer is $10,000. My hourly rate is $350. I estimate this will cost between $15,000 and $25,000 total if it goes to court. Less if we can settle. Let's do it. I retained Margaret that day. Paid the retainer, signed the paperwork. She said she'd have Clara served within 48 hours. One more thing, she said as I was leaving. Expect her to get emotional. Expect her to try everything to contact you. Expect her friends and family to reach out. You need to stay strong and consistent. Don't engage. Don't defend yourself. Let me handle everything. Understood. And Mr. Ross, document everything from this point forward. Every call, every text, every interaction. If she shows up at your work or your hotel, document it. Everything can be useful. I left her office feeling lighter, like I'd taken the first real step forward instead of just reacting. By evening, Clara had been served with divorce papers. She called me screaming. I sent her to voicemail. Listened to the message later. Ethan, what the hell? Divorce papers? Are you serious? You didn't even give me a chance to explain properly. This is insane. We can work through this. Please, just call me back. Please. I deleted it. She texted, You're making a huge mistake. We can fix this. Don't throw away 8 years over one mistake. I blocked her number. She emailed, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please just talk to me. I love you. I'll do anything. I filtered her emails to trash. She showed up at my hotel that night. The front desk called my room. Mr. Ross, there's a woman here asking for you. Says she's your wife. Tell her I'm not accepting visitors. She's quite insistent, sir. Tell her if she doesn't leave, you'll call the police for trespassing. There was a pause, muffled voices. Then, she's leaving, sir. Sorry for the disturbance. Thank you. I sat on the hotel bed, staring at the wall, wondering how we'd gotten here. 8 years ago, I'd stood at an altar and promised forever. Now I was hiding in a hotel room, blocking her calls, treating her like a stranger. But she'd made herself a stranger, Every lie, every secret meeting, every time she chose him over me, I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. 3 days later, I got a call from Margaret. HR completed their preliminary investigation, she said. Both your wife and David Chen have been suspended without pay pending further review. How long? Minimum 2 weeks. It could be longer, and could be termination depending on what else they find. What else could they find? I did some digging. Apparently this isn't the first time David's been involved in a workplace relationship. 2 years ago he had a similar situation with an intern. It was handled quietly. No formal complaint, but HR has it on file. So he's a repeat offender. Looks that way, and your wife knew. I found texts where she mentioned his complicated past with women at work. I felt sick. She knew he was a player, and she still... Yes, I'm sorry. I know this doesn't make it easier. Actually, it does. It means she can't claim she was manipulated or seduced. She made a conscious choice knowing exactly who he was. That's one way to look at it. There's something else. David's wife called me. I sat up. David's married? Yes. Has been for 2 years. She found out about the affair through the HR investigation. She's filing for divorce, too. She wants to meet you, says you both have information that could help each other's cases. He told Clara he was single. According to his wife, he told Clara a lot of things. None of them true. Does Clara know he's married? I don't think so. At least not when the affair started. She might know now. Tell his wife I'll meet her. We met at a coffee shop the next day. Her name was Lisa Chen, 28 years old, kindergarten teacher. She looked exhausted, dark circles under her eyes, hands shaking slightly as she held her coffee cup. Thank you for meeting me, she said quietly. I know this is awkward. It's fine. I didn't know about Clara. David told me he was going to a bachelor party in Miami, said it was for his college roommate. I even helped him pack. I had no idea. Did you suspect anything? Not really. He'd been distant, but I thought it was work stress. He kept talking about this big project. Long hours, weekend work. I believed him. I guess the project was your wife. She said it without malice, just tired resignation. I'm sorry, I said. I'm sorry, too, for both of us. We were both lied to. We sat in silence for a moment. Can I ask you something? She said. How did you find out? Flight confirmation came to our shared email. Then I started looking. Found everything pretty quickly once I knew where to look. I found out from HR. They called me as his emergency contact. Asked if I knew about his relationship with a coworker. That's how I learned my husband was cheating, from a stranger on the phone. That's awful. Yeah, but at least I know now. At least I'm not living a lie anymore. She pulled out her phone. I recovered these from David's laptop. Thought you should see them. She showed me text messages between David and Clara. Messages I hadn't seen before. My stomach turned as I read them. David. Can't stop thinking about you. Last night was incredible. Clara. I know. I feel guilty, but I don't want to stop. David. Don't feel guilty. You deserve to be happy. He doesn't appreciate you like I do. Clara. He's a good man. He just, we've become roommates. There's no passion anymore. David. Then leave him. Be with me. Clara. It's not that simple. We have a life together. A house, friends. I can't just blow it all up. David. But you can lie to him every day. That's better. Clara. I don't know what to do. I need time to think. David. Think about this. Miami, 3 days, just us. No work, no spouses, no guilt. Just us figuring out if this is real. Clara. Okay, yes. Let's do it. There were more. Dozens more. Planning the trip. Talking about hotel rooms. Discussing how to cover their tracks. Laughing about how clueless we both were. I felt physically ill reading them. Can I forward these to my lawyer? I asked. Already did. She said they'd be very useful for your case. Thank you. There's more, Lisa said. She pulled up more screenshots. These are from David's Facebook messages. He was talking to his friend about the affair. David's friend? Dude, you're playing with fire. You're married. David. I know, but Clara's different. She gets me. Friend, that's what you said about the last one. David. This is different. Clara's sophisticated, successful, not some intern. Friend. She's also married, and your coworker. This ends badly, man. David. Only if we get caught, and we won't. We're careful. Friend. Famous last words. I looked at Lisa. He talked about this with his friends? Apparently, and not one of them told me. Not one person warned me that my husband was cheating. I'm sorry. Me too. She put her phone away. What are you going to do now? Get divorced. Move on. Try to rebuild my life. Me too. She paused. It's strange, isn't it? We're strangers, but we're connected by the worst thing that ever happened to us. Yeah, it is. Do you hate her, Clara? I thought about it. No, I don't hate her. I just don't care anymore. Whatever feelings I had died the moment I saw those messages. Now she's just someone I used to know. I hate David, Lisa said quietly. I hate him for lying, for making me look stupid, for wasting 2 years of my life. I hate that I have to start over because he couldn't keep it in his pants. That's fair. Is it? Or am I just being bitter? You're being human. You're allowed to be angry. How are you so calm? I'm not. I'm just numb. The anger will probably come later. Right now, I'm just trying to get through each day. We finished our coffee, exchanged lawyer information, promised to stay in touch if we found more evidence. As we were leaving, she turned to me. Ethan? Yeah? I hope you find someone who deserves you, someone honest. You too, Lisa. Maybe we both will, someday. Maybe. We went our separate ways. I sat in my car for a long time before driving back to the hotel. Thought about those messages, about Clara saying I didn't appreciate her, that we'd become roommates. Maybe she was right. Maybe I'd gotten comfortable, taken her for granted, stopped trying. But that didn't justify what she did. If she was unhappy, she should have talked to me, gone to counseling, left me honestly. Not cheated, not lied, not made me the fool. I started the car and drove away. Past our house, past the restaurant where we had our first date, past all the places that used to mean something. They were just places now, empty of meaning, empty of memory, like our marriage. The next few weeks were a blur of paperwork and lawyers and angry messages from Clara's friends. People I'd known for years suddenly decided I was the villain, that I was being too harsh, too unforgiving, that everyone makes mistakes and Clara deserved another chance. I blocked most of them. The ones I didn't block, I sent one simple message. She had an affair for 3 months. She lied every single day. She planned a vacation with him. If you think that deserves forgiveness, that's your choice. But it's not mine. Some people understood. Most didn't. I lost friends. People who'd been at our wedding. People who'd celebrated birthdays and holidays with us. They chose Clara's narrative over the truth. It hurt, but it also clarified things. Real friends don't ask you to accept betrayal. Work was awkward. People knew something was wrong, but nobody asked directly. I appreciated that. I showed up, did my job, went home to my hotel room, repeat. Jake was the only one I told everything. Jesus Christ, he said when I showed him the evidence. I knew something was off. She was acting weird at the barbecue last month. Weird how? Just secretive. On her phone a lot. Jumpy when you came near her. I thought maybe you guys were fighting. We weren't, because I didn't know there was anything to fight about. What are you going to do? I'm divorcing her. It's already in motion. Good. She doesn't deserve you, man. Never did. That's not true. It is. You were always the one making things work. Planning dates, remembering anniversaries, putting in effort. What did she do? Go to the gym and screw her coworker. I laughed. Bitter, but I laughed. Thanks, Jake. Anytime. You need anything, I'm here. Place to stay, someone to drink with, someone to help you slash her tires. Not slashing any tires. Too bad. I brought a knife. You're an idiot. Yeah, but I'm your idiot. Huh? 3 weeks after I moved out, Clara's mom called me, Patricia. We'd always gotten along well. She was a sweet woman, traditional, religious. This had to be killing her. Ethan, it's Patricia. Do you have a moment? Of course. I just want you to know that what Clara did was unforgivable. I'm ashamed of her. I raised her better than this. I appreciate that. But she's still my daughter, and I'm asking you, as someone who's always been kind to me, to please consider reconciliation. She's broken. She's lost her job. She's barely eating. She needs help. Patricia, I understand she's your daughter, but I can't help her. She made her choices. Everyone makes mistakes, Ethan. This wasn't a mistake. This was a calculated betrayal that lasted months. She didn't slip and fall into bed with David. She planned it. She lied about it. She kept doing it even when she had multiple chances to stop. She's seeing a therapist now. She's trying to change. Good. I hope she does. But she needs to do that without me. You're really not going to forgive her? No, I'm not. Forgiveness is for people who are genuinely sorry they hurt you. Clara's just sorry she got caught. There's a difference. Patricia was quiet for a long moment. I understand. I'm sorry this happened to you, Ethan. You deserved better. Thank you. If you ever need anything, you can still call me. You'll always be family to me, even if you're not married to my daughter anymore. That made me tear up. Thank you, Patricia. That means a lot. She hung up. I sat there in my hotel room, staring at my phone, feeling the weight of everything I was losing. Not just Clara, but her family, her friends, the life we'd built. But I wasn't losing it. She'd burned it down. I was just walking away from the ashes. A month after I moved out, Margaret called with news. HR made their decision. Both Clara and David have been terminated. For the affair? Partially, but mainly for fraud. Turns out they charged multiple expenses to their corporate cards. Dinners, hotels. Even the Miami trip was partially expensed. Clara claimed it as a business development conference. David claimed it as client relations training. They were stealing from their company. Yes, and the company is considering pressing charges. Will they? Probably not. Bad publicity. But they are making it very clear that Clara and David are not welcome back, ever. They've been blacklisted from the industry network. What does that mean for Clara? It means finding another job in her field will be nearly impossible. She'll have to start over. Different industry, different career path. Everything she built is gone. I felt a pang of something. Not quite guilt, not quite sympathy. Just acknowledgement that consequences were real and they were harsh. What about the divorce? Clara's attorney sent over a settlement proposal. She's willing to let you keep the house if you assume the full mortgage. She wants one of the cars and 40% of the savings. No alimony. That's less than I expected. She's desperate. No job, no prospects. She can't afford a prolonged court battle. Her attorney knows it. She knows it. This is the best deal she's going to get. What do you think? I think you should counter with 35% of savings, and you'll take it. Push back a little. Show strength. Do it. 2 days later, Clara's attorney accepted. We're almost done, Margaret said. Just need to finalize the paperwork. Sign the documents. We can have this wrapped up in 6 weeks. That fast? She's not fighting. That makes everything move quickly. How do you feel? Relieved. Any regrets? About divorcing her? No. About how I handled the HR complaint? Sometimes it destroyed her career. She destroyed her career. You just provided evidence of misconduct. If she hadn't committed fraud, she'd still have a job. I know, but still. Ethan, let me be clear about something. You didn't ruin her life. She did. You're not responsible for her choices or their consequences. You're only responsible for protecting yourself, and that's what you did. Thanks, Margaret. Don't thank me yet. We still have the final settlement conference. That's when things might get emotional. She was right. The settlement conference was scheduled for a Friday afternoon. I showed up with Margaret. Clara showed up with her attorney and red eyes. We sat across from each other at a conference table. She looked terrible, thin, pale. Her hair was greasy. She wore sweatpants and an old t-shirt. This was not the polished professional woman who'd left for Miami. This was someone who'd been broken. Part of me felt bad. Part of me remembered those text messages where she laughed about how clueless I was. Let's keep this brief, Margaret said. We've agreed on terms. Mr. Ross keeps the house and assumes full mortgage. Mrs. Ross gets the Hinda and 35% of savings. No spousal support for either party. Clean break. Everyone signs today and we file tomorrow. Clara's attorney nodded. My client agrees to these terms. Margaret looked at me. Mr. Ross? I agree. Then let's sign. We went through the paperwork. Page after page. Signatures, initials. Legal language that basically said our marriage was over. When we finished, Clara's attorney stood up. We're done here. I'll file these tomorrow morning. Margaret gathered her documents. Same. Mr. Ross, you're officially separated. Divorce will be final in 60 days. Clara sat there. Didn't move. Just stared at the papers. Her attorney touched her shoulder. Clara, we need to go. She looked up at me. Can we talk? Just for a minute? Alone? I looked at Margaret. She shook her head slightly, warning me. I don't think that's a good idea, I said. Please. Just 1 minute. I need closure. Against my better judgment, I nodded. 1 minute. Margaret and Clara's attorney stepped outside. Clara and I sat alone in the conference room. I'm sorry, she said immediately. I know I've said it before, but I mean it. I'm so sorry, Ethan. I destroyed everything. I know that. I just need you to know that I loved you. I do love you. I made horrible choices, but my feelings for you were real. Were they? Because those text messages said otherwise. You told David we were roommates, that I didn't appreciate you, that there was no passion. I was trying to justify what I was doing. I was lying to myself as much as to you. That doesn't make it better, Clara. I know. I need you to understand that I didn't do this to hurt you. I did it because I was selfish and stupid, and I thought I could have both. The stability you gave me and the excitement he promised. And now you have neither. She flinched. Yeah, now I have neither. I lost my job, my reputation, my marriage, my friends, everything I built, all because I couldn't keep my legs closed. That's crude, but accurate. She wiped her eyes. What happens now? We sign the papers, move on, build separate lives. Do you hate me? No. Do you still love me? No. She nodded, started crying. I deserve that. Yeah, you do. Will you ever forgive me? I don't know. Maybe someday, but not today, not soon. Fair. She stood up. Goodbye, Ethan. I hope you find someone better, someone who treats you right. Goodbye, Clara. She walked to the door, paused. For what it's worth, you were a good husband, better than I deserved. I'm sorry I didn't see that until it was too late. Then she left. I sat there alone in the conference room, feeling nothing. No anger, no sadness, just this empty sense of finality. It was over. 8 years, done. The divorce was finalized in January, exactly 3 months after Clara's Miami trip. The judge signed the papers, made it official. We were no longer married. I didn't celebrate, didn't feel victorious, just felt like I'd survived something difficult and now I could breathe again. I moved back into the house. It felt strange, empty, full of ghosts. So I changed things, repainted the bedroom, bought new furniture, threw out everything that reminded me of Clara, pictures, gifts, even the coffee maker because she'd used it every morning. Jake helped me move stuff out. You're really purging, huh? He said, carrying a box of her books to the donation pile. Yeah, fresh start. Good, you need it. He looked at me. How are you really doing? Honestly, I'm okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. That's progress. Yeah, it is. Work normalized. I got a promotion in February. More responsibility, more pay, more distraction. I threw myself into it, worked long hours, took on extra projects, anything to keep my mind occupied. I heard through mutual friends that Clara had moved to Portland, got a job in retail management, started over completely, different city, different career, different life. I was happy for her, not because I forgave her, but because her being gone made it easier to move forward. David, according to Lisa, was still living with his parents, still unemployed, still trying to figure out his next move. Lisa's divorce had finalized around the same time as mine, or she got their apartment. He got nothing. Karma's a bitch, she texted me when she heard. Seems so, I replied. Lisa and I stayed in touch. Occasional texts, coffee every few weeks. She was good company, easy to talk to. We understood each other in a way most people couldn't. One day in March, she asked if I wanted to get dinner. Like, a date? I asked. Maybe. I don't know. We're both divorced, both single, both attracted to each other. Or am I reading this wrong? You're not reading it wrong. So is that a yes? Yeah, it's a yes. We went to a quiet Italian place. Nothing fancy. Just pasta and wine and conversation. This is nice, she said. Weird but nice. Yeah, it is. Do you think it's too soon? Like, are we moving too fast? I don't know. Does it feel too fast? No, it feels right. But I don't trust my judgment anymore. I married David. Clearly my judgment is questionable. I laughed. Fair point. I married Clara. Same problem. So we're both idiots who make bad choices. Or we're both people who trusted the wrong people, and now we're trying again. She smiled. I like that version better. We dated slowly, carefully. No rush, no pressure. Just two people figuring out if something real could grow from shared trauma. By summer, we were officially together. By fall, she'd started keeping clothes at my house. By winter, we were talking about moving in together. Is this crazy? She asked one night. Moving in after less than a year? Maybe, but we've known each other longer than most couples. We've seen each other at our worst. If we can survive that, we can probably handle living together. That's optimistic. I'm trying something new, being optimistic. She kissed me. I like this version of you. Thanks. I'm still working on it. We moved in together in February, 1 year after my divorce finalized. The house that I'd shared with Clara became ours, Lisa's and mine. It felt right, like starting over, but with someone who understood the journey. Chapter 10. 2 years after the Miami trip, I got an email from Clara. She'd found my new work email somehow. The message was long, emotional, full of apologies and explanations. She talked about therapy, about understanding her patterns, about recognizing that she'd sabotaged our marriage because she was afraid of commitment, afraid of being vulnerable, afraid of actually being happy. She said she didn't expect forgiveness, just wanted me to know she was sorry, that she understood what she'd done, that she'd changed. I read it once, then I forwarded it to Lisa. "What do you think?" I asked when she got home from work. She read it, shrugged. "Sounds like therapy speak. Whether she means it or not, I have no idea." "Should I respond? Do you want to?" "Not really." "Then don't. You don't owe her closure. You don't owe her anything." "You're not worried I'm still hung up on her?" Lisa laughed. "Ethan, you literally redecorated the entire house to erase her. You donated her books, you changed the locks, you moved on completely. If anything, I'm impressed by how thoroughly you cut her out." "Is that healthy?" "Healthier than pining over someone who betrayed you. You did what you needed to do. No shame in that." I deleted Clara's email without responding. Life moved forward. Lisa and I got engaged that spring. Small proposal, nothing elaborate. Just the two of us on a hike, overlooking the city, and me asking if she wanted to make it official. She said yes. We got married 6 months later, small wedding, just close friends and family. No drama, no social media posts. Just two people who'd survived something horrible and decided to build something better. Patricia came, Clara's mom. She hugged me and cried and said she was happy I'd found someone who deserved me. I introduced her to Lisa. They got along immediately. "You know, Clara sent me an invitation to some event she's hosting in Portland," Patricia said at the reception. I didn't go. "You don't have to avoid her because of me," I said. "I'm not. I'm avoiding her because she broke my trust too. She lied to everyone. Not just you. I can forgive her eventually. But I don't have to like what she did." "Fair enough." "You seem happy," she said. "Really happy." "I am." "Good. You deserve it." I looked across the room at Lisa. She was laughing with Jake, holding a glass of champagne, looking radiant. "Yeah," I said. "I really do."